Hey, fellowship. August 2nd at 6 o'clock, we're going to have our normal summer business conference. Usually we do these here in person, often in Fellowship Hall with ice cream or a potluck supper or something like that. As you probably can understand, this year with the COVID concerns, we're not going to be able to do that way in person. So we're going to use a Zoom call. The link for that meeting is in this email. If you have problems getting that email link, let us know. We'll send it to you again. We're going to have the business conference in that way. We'll move through normally. All the documents that we're going to be talking about are attached to this email. I want to go over with you real quick what we're proposing. If you have any questions at all regarding these proposals, again, give us a call, let us know. We'd be more than happy to talk these through with you. So there's minutes in there from the previous meeting. You want to look at those. There's also a financial report. Now this is different than the budget, but there's a financial report to show you where we were at the end of June financially. It's not a whole year's report because that won't be available until August is over. But the numbers indicate that we're right about where we expect to be, right about where things are normal for us this time of year in a giving year. So you have minutes, you'll have the financial reports. You'll also see a list of new member proposals. These are people who petitioned to be a part of our church. Most of them before we stopped meeting for COVID. We do have one candidate, Cameron, who we're going to baptize August 9. Her, by voting for her, that means that it's only conditional upon her baptism. We're very excited about that, by the way. And if anybody else would like to get baptized, let me know. I'm sure I can get you. I can hit you up. So they have new members. Then there's also a proposal there for nominations. That's the first thing in our Zoom meeting we're going to go through is the nomination proposals. All the list of people. Those that are in dark bold are those coming on being proposed for the coming year. I list all the officers, but we're not voting on all the officers. Like deacons are there already. We're just voting on the ones who are in dark who come off every year. Then there's also a really exciting proposal about staffing. This is our plan going forward as Pastor Barbara leaves. There is a hole in our ministry base. So what we'd like to do is take Joni Wallach, Pastor Joni, and make her the family life and youth pastor. So give her a full-time position here. She's agreed to take that position and leave the school district to do so. And then the other is to bring Misty Grimm on board as our children's pastor, doing those functions. So we're going to, instead of bringing someone new on board, we're asking you to approve taking those two who are already here and giving them more responsibility and more work. The third thing you'll see in there as a packet of information is the proposed budget. This is different than the financial report. That's just spreadsheets and numbers. This is our proposed budget for the coming year. It does represent a little bit of an increase, almost between 3.5% and 4% increase in spending. Almost all that's because of the salary differences that we're going to have to spend to patch over that hole that we have left in our ministries with Barbara's departure. Overall, it's a pretty sound budget. It is ambitious, but it's sound. You want to look through that and see the numbers. I've broken it down for you by percentages. You can see how much we're spending in each area and what our overall amounts are. Now, the way the budget works is we will not vote on that one in the Zoom conference August 2nd. We'll vote on that one 2 weeks later, August 16, in a separate Zoom meeting. That's the way that works. Our church has a fine tradition of presenting the budget for discussion and then voting on it later. As always, if you have any questions, you can contact me about that. More than happy to answer it. Now, there's one more thing about this that you should know. We've got the Zoom call scheduled, but we know that that's not always possible for everybody. So for this year, and right now that we're in these really special times, we're going to allow uh, mail-in ballots where you can you can see the information it's all spelled out what we're proposing. We're going to let you vote in 3 different ways. You can send a snail mail, just a letter in the mail with your vote. You can send us an email, or you can send us a text message. Any one of those methodologies. One of the documents you'll see in this email is a protocol on how to do that. Where to send the email to, where to send the text message to, where to send the snail mail to. If you do that, we need you to put on there your name and your phone number, and then what items you're voting on, because there's 3 items for this August 2nd meeting, and then 1 item for the August 16th meeting, the budget meeting. So you tell us what you're voting. You just can't say yes, 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 and no, or no, yes, or all yeses or all. Just tell us for each individual item what it is that you're voting on. So we have that methodology for you. Again, if you have any questions, let us know. These are strange times. We don't usually do things like this, but we want to be transparent and open and allow as many voices as possible to participate in this process. Fellowship is a fine free church tradition, which means that we believe in democracy and open voting, and every person has a right to ask questions and have that question answered. So this is where we're at. Look at over all the documents. If you have any questions, touch base with us. Look forward to seeing you online church this Sunday, and then also in the coming weeks, and the business conference, 6 o'clock, August 2nd, via Zoom. You guys take care. Love your neighbor. Take care of each other. Wear your mask. Bye.